a time on there.
a time and
Oh, that one doesn't have the
and a
time.
thing that
She did
says
send me a second one.
that
She did
it
put
has to be cardboard, because we had one year that they put sleds underneath the
And they
cardboard.
brought sled
Oh,
sleds.
you're right. I wasn't thinking of that.
So that's kind
Yeah,
of like one big rule.
Check, check. Okay, I'm on mic here. Are we rolling over there, Kurt?
Double check it. Yep.
Okay.
We're rolling. We're live.
Okay.
You caught that.
Check, check.
I'm going to call a special meeting of the Holly Township Parks and Rec Commission.
Before we get started, Kurt, may I have your pen and paper? I will take notes
Okay.
on this.
Here's a pen.
Didn't think of
I think, sure.
You got a pen?
I do.
Okay.
that. That's what I put on that one. I didn't realize that you didn't have the best life, but it's better now.
What time did you call the meeting, Kurt? 6:02?
Yeah. Go with that.
Okay.
Call to order. Like I said, it's 6 p.m., 6:02 p.m. Calling special meeting to discuss approve park supervisor job description and posting, and a part-time program coordinator job description and posting, and possibly create a list of questions and for the park supervisor and part-time program coordinator interview questions. Pledge of allegiance.
Do you want roll call first? You got it on here.
Oh, do I? Pledge of allegiance and roll call.
Okay.
My bad. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call.
You want me to do that?
I got it. Courtney Coster,
Absent.
absent. Donna McBride,
Here.
Joe Hutchins,
Absent.
Kathleen Martin. Kathleen did get a hold of me. She's recovering
Yeah,
from an
she
illness.
Called me too and let me know yesterday.
Yeah, and Joe was in the hospital.
Yep.
I haven't heard from Courtney.
Sean Grugel, I'm here. Pat Feeney
Here.
and Kurt Miskovich.
Here.
And then make a motion and excuse the Joe and
Absentees.
Kathleen.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
What do we do about Courtney?
Want to wait and see, or, I mean, I suppose we could make a motion on her too, but I didn't know if maybe she's running late
Might
or.
just come in.
Okay, we'll leave that open until the end then. Approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda as written.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, there's nothing there, so I guess we can pass that. We don't have any public at this time, so we'll move on. There's no old business since it's a special meeting. New business, I sent you, I'm gonna try to combine A, B, C, and D together if there's no changes or any questions or concerns with what I've proposed. For the job description and the job postings for the park supervisor and the part-time position for program coordinator.
I looked them over through the email. I thought they were very well written. And I make the motion to approve the job descriptions and to post the positions for park supervisor and the part-time program director.
I'll second that.
Do we need to do a roll call?
Why don't you just?
Okay, McBride,
Yes.
Grugel, yes. Feeney,
Yes.
Miskovich.
Yes. Okay, then I'll go on to E and F. I sent you guys a list of interview questions for the park supervisor and the part-time program coordinator. My thought was, if you go home and see if there's any that you want to add or change, send me those changes and I'll incorporate that for the meeting in March. For the candidate, when I post and start getting the candidates, if we get more than 3, I will send those resumes or information that I get from each of the candidates to the board members. And then if we get more than 3, then I'm gonna probably look like a week beforehand to get your top 3, and if we all agree on the top 3, I will call those in.
Right.
If we don't, then I'm thinking we'll have a special meeting or something, or in the March meeting, figure out which 3, and then have maybe a special meeting the following week. Does that sound
Yeah,
logical?
sounds reasonable, I'd say.
Sounds very reasonable.
Okay. So,
Yeah, and the other thing is just, let's make absolutely sure that when whatever questions are put before them, that they all get the same questions.
question.
right, that's why I put a list,
Yeah,
and
that's-
that way we can ask the same ones. Now, can we ask, like, at the end, any questions that we might have at the end that come up based off their answers?
I would say yes.
Yeah, I
There
would
has
say
to be
yeah.
extenuating
Yeah,
circumstances.
Yeah, that's what I'm-
yeah,
okay,
that I
good.
would think would be right, you know.
So,
I mean,
because that way each one board member can possibly ask a question or two.
Yeah, well, you know, that's like if.
Do we
say
really
just a
want to sit
question-
them in front of a board, though? I mean, should we maybe set them in front of 3 people, just for the simple fact that if they're sitting in front of a
They're gonna
board?
be in front of a board anyways. They're gonna have to come
Well-
every month and talk to us anyway, so
Well,
it's,
here's the question.
Right.
Is, are we going to give them the option of being interviewed publicly or privately? That's what the other thing is. Because if it's, we have to do the same for all of them.
I know.
So, you know, it's gonna have to be.
that's why I think
so-
I'd rather have it in
Me too,
public.
because if you
Yeah,
don't
There's no
want
questions
to
then,
hide
it's
it
all.
away where
Right,
people's
no,
gonna
I'm
have
just saying,
the
no.
chance to say, well, how come we didn't do
Yeah.
Right.
that?
Yeah, I'm just saying, though, you gotta have to be consistent, so if someone says, no, I don't wanna do it publicly, or I don't wanna do it you know, which either way they do it, then you're gonna say, well, that disqualifies, this is our rules, you don't
Right.
want it, so.
Kurt, I'm not for sure if we can do an interview in a public setting, because I don't know if it breaks any legal rules or not.
We
No?
just did that for the township for the new treasurer.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, so
You
I've
can't- it's
kind of been
awkward.
asking to
It could
find
be
out.
awkward,
Yeah.
something, but I mean, on the other hand, too.
But
I
they
don't
had like
think
a
there's any
list of questions they did, and then they also did what we're talking about, doing some
Okay.
give and take at the end.
I did send you 2 more questions to ask through email, and those questions were, and I'll state it on public record, what improvements do they want to see in the parks within the next 5 years, and where do they see themselves within the parks in 5 years?
Okay.
So
And that would be a general question to
that
both?
would be a general question.
Okay.
Yeah, and with Donna, though, I think it would probably be just as wise to do it in front.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they're always yelling, you know, that we're hiding
And-
stuff.
And quite frankly.
Okay,
I
in
mean,
the spirit of transparency, do it on public forum.
Yeah.
What was the second one's question?
Where do they see themselves within the parks in 5 years?
By the time we get them to that point, I think we should be fairly confident that these are people that we think could speak in front of our.
Correct.
And what, I do have access to M Parks, I do have a membership there, so I can post that out on M Parks
Okay.
too. So I was gonna post it on M Parks, if we could post it on Facebook. So I'll
then
post it
share
on
it.
M Parks, could you post it on Facebook for the 2 positions?
Absolutely. Could you please resend them to
Yes,
me, though?
I will. Is there any other suggestions for throwing this out? I don't know if, would I be able to get a hold of Crystal Proxmeyer and have her do it for her?
Absolutely, you could.
Okay.
And I would also suggest putting it, going to the township. Is it the township that sends out the newsletter?
I think it's a chamber.
The chamber sends out a newsletter?
Chamber, yeah.
Yep.
Because the newsletter for a township only goes out with the taxes.
So I can just talk to Kinnaman about that?
Pardon me?
Talk to Kinnaman about
Yeah,
that?
I would talk to
Yeah.
Richard about that.
So that gives us 5 places that we're posting.
Does the library have anything along that line to like the bulletin board or anything?
They have a bulletin board.
Yeah, I didn't know if they had any like community,
Not that I know
bank
of.
thing or anything like that.
So I think 4 is enough, don't you? Okay. So I'll just give them me as a point of contact.
Okay.
And then once I get the
Okay, you
resumes.
got M Park,
Yep.
Facebook, Kinnaman, and who else?
Crystal Proxmire, she does that newspaper
Online.
thing.
That might come more of, maybe have a short interview with you and then kind of describe.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think that would
Kinnaman.
work good.
Kinnaman.
Okay.
Facebook and Park.
Facebook's and Park, okay. Okay, I make a motion to approve the interview questions for the parks. I'm going to combine E and F. Make a motion to approve the interview questions for the park supervisor and the part-time program director
With the changes that you've,
with the changes I've put on record.
I'll second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, none. Motion carries. Any other items? I don't have anything. If anybody'd like to bring up something,
Are we going to do that in the council remarks?
if you want it,
Yeah, that's a better idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
we'll do council remarks then.
Okay. I guess if you don't mind, Mr. Chair, I'll go first with a couple questions for you.
That's fine.
First of all, not having access to the park's email, I was wondering if there was any submissions for the park's logo.
I haven't seen any. Last time I checked, there
Okay.
wasn't any. That was last month. I haven't checked this month.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that though.
And-
Would you want me to set you up with, so you can check that too?
Yes, please. And then I would also like to discuss the sled race.
I got the stuff like the numbers to go on the sleds. I got the tape to put on, the duct tape to put them on. I need somebody to put up some kind of advertisement so that we know that, or so that it goes out. And if somebody can print out some flyers, I've already talked to several places in town that will put them up in their windows.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Amy Hillman. She did a piece that on there, but as Sean just pointed out, she
Yeah.
didn't put on there.
Well,
I
we-
didn't know if this would be acceptable because I thought hers was a little bit, but it
Well, I
might
can
be-
talk to her and have her make the changes, whatever
Yeah.
changes
Yeah.
you want, if you thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
was
liked
like-
hers. I liked
Yeah, I
hers.
do too. I did
And
this. and I was
just,
like-
you know, like I said, just put on there that they have to be cardboard.
Okay.
You can't have a sled underneath the cardboard,
And a time.
and a time.
11 a.m. that was
That's- I
right,
think that's
yeah.
what we usually
Yeah,
do.
Can you
11 a.m.
send me an email with what changes you want, so I could, I'll forget.
Yeah, if we can get that and get it in a form that we can print it out, that's the, you know.
Yeah, it's in, I got something, it's done through.
Okay, because I can help
Canva.
pass it out.
And I got 4 sleds for the Ford. I figured the furthest, the longest, the most unique, and then something else.
The fastest, was it that?
Yeah, the fastest, the furthest,
Furthest.
and the most unique, and then something else.
Best wipeout?
That's why,
Best wipeout, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, they
You're-
used to do a patriotic one, but I don't, think that one is, I mean,
yeah,
to say, but it just didn't go as well as
no.
maybe something like the youngest or the.
Maybe go with the biggest wipeout. I thought
Yeah,
that was
that's
a
what I
good
like.
idea.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good idea.
The funniest or something, you know.
Yeah, whatever you want to
something.
do.
Yep.
I did get from the Dickens Festival, we do have the fire pit or
Oh,
stove
barrel.
there, that
Do
barrel.
you need wood?
Need wood, Joe was talking about, but I could get some.
I've got a whole pile of
Okay,
wood, too.
that, yeah. I was
There
like-
should be wood down at the bottom of the hill too.
Yeah.
But it's, you're gonna have to cut it there.
Cut it.
Yeah, it's not,
Well,
no.
Regardless, if Donna, if you can get to yours, great. If not, I got a pile of wood in my backyard as well.
Yeah, mine's right at the side of the yard, but somebody will just have to come and pick it up and put it in.
Yep.
So, I can do the timing at the bottom. Did you say you would help out at the top, like getting people going?
Yeah, I'll be your MC.
Okay, that, I
And I'll take
photos
take
was the
in
only thing
names.
that we needed since he no longer.
No, I'll take the photos. I didn't know the camera
Okay.
stuff.
Was there any word on, like, anyone doing cocoa or?
I contacted, and I never heard back. I contacted Baptist, but I guess Kathleen spoke to him about the Easter egg.
Yeah, I
hunt.
saw
So
the
I
Easter egg
gather
post.
that they weren't interested, because I left message for both the Easter
There's no
egg
place
hunt
for
and
really
the-
to plug anything in, they'd have to bring a generator or.
Well, we have the
Start.
generator, but I don't know how well it works.
Okay.
No, I put it out there, and the message to him was, the pavilion was available if you wanted to do something along, hot chocolate or whatever, and that, and didn't hear back.
My only other concern, and I expressed this to Kurt, is this has been a really odd winter. And right now, well, actually, the blizzard has stopped,
It's
I was
supposed to
gonna
rain.
say, coming
Yeah, it
in
was
here.
supposed to be less than an inch anyway.
but it's supposed to get back up to 40 degrees by
Yeah.
Sunday, and it's supposed to get warmer from there on
And it's
out.
supposed to rain.
So the question is, I know Joe said they can race in the grass, but I'm
That's
concerned about a
not-
liability
yeah, that's
issue
not
at
a
that
good
point.
idea, no. And you can't,
I
icing
think-
it down is dangerous, you don't wanna do
Yeah.
that.
I think on the flyer, maybe we should have weather permitting.
Permitted,
I think
yes.
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't think, even at that late a date, I think the makeup's not really into the ballpark.
And,
Well-
you know, and the prizes we can always use for next year.
I mean-
Right.
It's not,
I think about 3 years ago, they had it where they just didn't have
Yeah.
it because the weather wasn't cooperating, so.
Well, I mean, look at what, and I'm going to use them as an example, and I use this as an example in an email that I sent out. Frankenmuth. They canceled their giant snow sculpting competition, brought in snow
Boy.
from,
From Boeing.
From Boeing, and but then we got snow. The weather's so unpredictable this year. I hope anyone who's watching this understands that if the weather isn't permitting, we apologize for all the hard work you do. We could probably still award for the coolest.
Whoever shows up first, earliest.
I mean, we're not going to have liability waivers on the hill, but for goodness sakes, I'm not going to endorse a sled race when there's no snow.
No. Yeah.
And the last thing I got, I just want to make clarification. The next meeting is
Second Wednesday of March.
second Wednesday of March, back to 7 o'clock.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's all I got.
yeah, we're doing really good with the, Frisbee Golf Course. He got a hold of me today. He's talking about a tournament in 2 or 3 weeks. He says we ought to make about $400 off of that.
No, that's not bad.
And he's bringing in the cement to finish up the pads. And he said if we need any help with the sled race, let him know. I mean,
Okay.
What, I saw that on Facebook, they were calling out people in April to do the pads. Was that what he?
yeah.
so-
Well, he sent an email to Kurt that had all of the dates of
Oh, I'll have to find it, because I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
remember seeing it,
and
but
if
I might have
could-
missed
If I
it.
can, I'd like to help out if they.
Okay, and
Oh,
can
I
you get
can.
a definitive answer as to when they're planning their tournament? Because last time they just kind of sprung that
Yeah, they got it.
tournament on us.
They sent the dates to Kurt, and I didn't get a chance to talk to
Yeah,
him
well,
for a
this
long
is gonna
time
be a
today.
winter one, so I imagine
Yeah,
it's
it's-
probably, same thing is probably gonna be one of those things depending on the weather.
Weather.
Yeah, but
Well, actually, it really probably wouldn't matter what the weather is because they play in all.
that's true. Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
But if there's any questions, I can get back a hold of him.
I don't think so.
Because he said he sent you all the dates, so
Okay.
that's why I didn't ask him to send them to
Yeah,
me too.
I'll double see if I can find the
Yeah.
email, but I don't remember seeing it, but maybe it went in my spam and
Yeah, he
maybe.
said it was coming like a couple weeks or a week ago.
And that was when I was sick,
When you
so,
were sick,
yeah, so it might still be in there, I just missed it.
And if not, I'll have him resend it.
Okay, or I can talk to him and have him resend it, and then I'll forward it out to everybody. Pat, you have anything?
I was thinking on the 18th, 10:30, I think that would be early enough, don't you? Or do you think earlier? For the sled,
Oh,
At 10:30?
10:30 or 10?
to be there?
Yeah.
Oh, for all of
Yeah.
us to be there?
Yeah,
for us to be
I
there.
would say
I-
at least a half an hour, maybe an hour early. I mean, it really doesn't take a lot of setup.
No.
I'll be there about 10, quarter after 10.
Okay.
So,
I'll be
Between
there
10
around
and
then.
10:30,
Yeah, I'll be
yeah,
there.
okay. All right, just so we're, yeah, you're right, there isn't a lot to set up, right? Other than maybe getting the fire
fire
going.
Just make
yeah.
sure everybody's not freezing to death.
Yeah, right.
Can get across the parking lot.
Well, the way this weather's going, you might be out there wearing Bermuda shorts and
Shorts and-
sandals.
yeah, we
This is true.
have luau instead.
The one thing, just before I got sick, I took the green truck up to Coleman's, because I talked to Coleman, and he said we might be able to get $3,000 for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it up there. When I got it up, when we jumped it to get it towed up there, it was running like, humming like a kitten. It was just, so the only thing that might be, so I got it tuned up and everything, that was $200. To get the brakes fixed, it could be anywhere from $5,000 to $1,000. And if we can make $3,000 off of it, there's $2,000 in profit we have right off that.
Is he saying because of the long bed that it would be?
The long
something-
bed,
yeah,
there's no
that's what I kinda
rust,
think. Yeah.
the miles.
Right.
So-
What, did he have any clue to what the problem Joe was speaking of, or is he
I
just?
don't remember what the.
It was
I know the
brakes,
brake
wasn't it?
lines-
Yeah, he
Okay.
said brakes, because he said
And
he's
then
gonna
I
get it
talked
started but not
to
stop.
George, and George might be getting us some business to do it for us pro bono, so we wouldn't, the only thing we'd be out then is parts.
Okay.
So, I mean, if we could make a couple grand out of it,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So I also wanted to bring up, I talked with David Ciperon again. Once we get our park supervisor into place, I'd like to start talking about getting our excess inventory, we'll call it, deciding what we're going to do with that. He owns Complete Closeouts in Flint. It's like I think he also owns the building next door called Bargain Hunters as well. Okay. So essentially he comes in, buys different,
things.
yeah, and, of course he resells them, but, with the amount of excess that we got, I would really like to keep him in mind when our supervisor, because he is local from Holly as well.
Okay.
So,
And we already spoke with the other gentleman who said it really wasn't
Yeah, the only
anything
thing
in
he would
his
have been
wheelhouse,
interested,
so
yeah,
we,
it would have been the man cave stuff, like the
Right.
ATV and,
right.
so.
I mean, I think we've done our due diligence on asking around about
Yeah.
it, so if you got somebody who would be definitely
And I
interested
spoke to
in,
Dave too, and he seemed like
Yeah.
yeah,
up and up.
yep, that's all I got.
Yeah, that was the only thing I had was just the truck, so I was just,
So what you were thinking, have it fixed somewhere else, and we buy the parts?
then that would be about it. That's what I'm hoping. George is still looking. I haven't had a chance to sync up with
That's
George.
pretty
to
good
find out.
about, trust me, I've used it many a times. He's good at telling you everything that's wrong with something, and
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
they're
what's
only-
the best way
Yeah,
you can
great.
buy. He's pretty straightforward, so. I have
So
to
it's
throw
back in
him
the
with
pole
the-
barn right
with
now.
that.
The only thing is I gotta move in the gray one, so. Then the next thing we probably need to do is look at getting we have the 2 ATVs. I'd like to get rid of one of them. I think we only
Yeah,
need
you
one.
wanna keep at least one in case.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
agree
get
with
out there
one.
and save somebody's butt out there.
I would keep both of them, one at the beach and one at the park.
At the beach?
And I'll
Yeah.
tell you why. Moving the picnic tables.
Move those picnic tables, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The only
Well,
thing is
let's
we gotta
make sure
get
they're
them
running though.
Yeah,
I
we gotta
mean,
make sure they're tuned up and
yeah,
running.
yeah, yeah,
That's the only thing. I don't think there's been any maintenance done on them, and
Yeah, I don't know if you tried to drag those picnic tables, but Lord have
sure,
mercy.
one arm, that's no problem.
You need like 4 or 5 people.
I heard the grunts and I wasn't even there.
That wasn't a grunt, that was me screaming.
That's all I have, so if
Okay.
nobody's got anything else, I think we'll call the meeting at,
Quickest meeting we've ever
6:27.
When I saw that on Facebook, I got one to top you. So
Okay.
My
You want any of
minivan,
these?
I'm good.
the bearings went out on it. And I had it parked in front of my house, so I finally said, gotta get this going, because I got a problem with another car, right? So I go to jack
So you're
it
gonna make
up.
me type the meeting minutes, aren't you?
I
Did
go
you
to
want
jack
any?
it up, and
I'm good.
the axle broke on me.
Oh,
Both
shit.
sides it broke, right? So I go to Coleman, and I said, Ryan, I could drive it over. You sure you don't want to drive it over? I'll drive it over. And I said, you could drive that car with the broken axle in 2 spots? I said, sure. He came out to the house and looked at it. He goes, yep, no problem.
Really?
I'll go for it then. I said, so it ends up, he did an axle, got an axle put on for me.
Yeah?
So instead of